Hey YouTube, Freedom for Kaz here. How you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Today is Monday. It is February 9th, 2015. I hope you all had a great weekend, and I hope a great week ahead of you is coming. So let's get on with the video. It is not good news. It's not good news about the economy in America. It is not good news about the global economy. Now, I don't mean to be a doom and gloomer, but they keep on putting band-aids on these open sores and that are just gushing blood. And they keep throwing band-aids on there, and they just keep on moving the damage down the line. You know, I've read some comments on Gerald Celente videos, and some of you are bitching about how Gerald Celente keeps on complaining about the end is near, the economy's going to crash. Well, if you guys aren't paying attention, that's why you don't understand. You don't understand that they keep on putting band-aids on these disastrous cuts and these gashes in the American and global economy. They keep putting band-aids on these things, and it just keeps on pushing the damage on down the line. It's just like kicking the can on down the road. That's exactly what they're doing, and that's why it hasn't crashed yet, because they're just trying to put off the inevitable. But it's just someday it's going to happen. It has to. They can't keep on putting these band-aids on these open sores, all right? And a lot of you don't understand why the economy is so bad. One reason why the economy is so bad is because Americans don't have money to spend. There's two reasons for that. Number one, we are way overtaxed, okay? People don't realize that about 60% of your paycheck goes to tax. And when I say that to somebody, they look at me and they're like, well, how do you figure 60%? Because my income tax is only about 25–30%, depending on who I talk to. So how is 60% of my check going to pay tax? And when I lay it out for them and I give them this answer, they just realize that I'm right. All right. So how does your paycheck go to 60% tax and 40% in your own pocket? Well, here's how. All right. Outside of your income tax, if you live somewhere, okay, you have utilities. You have electric, you have gas, water, and maybe you have a cell phone or a landline, and then you might have cable TV or something like that. Well, every one of those accounts has tax added to it. You pay tax on electricity. You pay tax on water. You pay tax on natural gas or propane or however it is that you heat your home. You pay tax on your phone bill. You pay tax on your internet service or your cable TV, all right? If you have a mortgage, you have tax on your mortgage. You have, if you buy items at the store, okay, you pay sales tax, okay? There's so many different taxes out there that you don't even realize that you're paying all these taxes, okay? I mean, there's so many different, I mean, I just gave you 8 examples of where you pay tax, you know? And there's probably about 10 more places where you pay tax that I haven't even thought of yet. So when I explain this to somebody, they're like, wow, you know, you're right. About 60% of my paycheck does go to tax, period. And about 40% ends up in your pocket. That's one reason why the economy is crashing, is because people don't have money to spend. All right. Another reason why people don't have money to spend is because of the changes in healthcare. I was greatly affected by Obamacare. I know my parents were. I know several other people that were greatly affected by Obamacare, and it wasn't in a good way. So what that changes is for those people who were spending money on goods, services, utilities, this, that, and the other, they took that money from that portion and they've now put it towards their health insurance. All right. So now it's not doing anything. It's not building this service-based economy that we have. We have a monetary economy because we don't manufacture anything anymore. Okay, it's all about buying and selling. You know, we don't manufacture anything anymore, so that's a very dangerous situation. But getting to my point here, why I feel the American and global economy is about to implode, and that is because of these several reasons right here. Okay, the BDI index, which is the Baltic Dry Index, it is used by economists and stock traders alike as a leading economic indicator because it predicts future economy activity. The index tracks in U.S. dollars and measures global supply and demand for commodity shipments among bulk carriers, including raw materials like lumber, coal, metallic ore, and grains. What makes this particular measurement so distinct from all others, according to economic Howard Simmons, is that the BDI is totally devoid of any speculation. Okay? The BDI is based on solid figures and numbers. Okay? Because people don't book freight liners to move their goods unless they have goods to actually move. And what the BDI does is that it's an index that keeps track of goods and services that are moving globally. Well, this is like this far away from the lowest point it's ever been in world history. It is near the bottom of the barrel. That's how low the BDI is right now. And that is a very dangerous situation. Now, why is that? It's because Americans don't have money to spend. And here's why. All right. This just came out. This was a list of company closings across North America and the amount of people who are going to lose their jobs in 2015. Okay. So put your seatbelts on. This is going to be one hell of a list. Okay. So these are brick-and-mortar stores. Okay. These are actually physical locations that are being closed across North America. Ready? 180 Abercrombie and Finch stores, 75 Aeropostale stores, 265 Body Central stores, 66 Bottom Dollar food stores, 70 Coach stores, 300 Deb Shops, 500 Express stores, 40 JCPenney stores, 14 Macy's stores, 250 Office Depot stores, 63 Pep Boy stores. All of the remaining, which would be 200, Radio Shack stores. 55 Office Staples stores. 77 Sears stores. 133 Target stores, which are all of them in Canada. 338 Wet Seal stores. 80 Wolverine Worldwide shoe stores. And 127 Jones New York stores are closing, have announced their closings since January 1 of 2015. So here we are approximately 7 weeks into the new year, and we have 2,383 announced store closings already in just 7 weeks into 2015. Now, let's look at the employment factor of that, all right? Because there's other companies that are letting people go. They're not necessarily closing stores, but they're letting people go. So just with those store closings, that's a huge amount of people losing their job, okay? Not everyone's going to lose their job. I'm sure there's going to be downsizing going into other departments or, management positions or even different stores. But just think about with those business closings, how many people are going to actually just lose their job, okay? Now, let's look at people who are losing their job because of company downsizing, okay? JP Morgan Chase is going to lay off 350 people this year. Lariat Services, 265 people. Sega Sammy, 300 people. For those who are taking a voluntary retirement, okay? SunCoke Energy, 150 people. CIBC International, 500 people. Tim Hortons in Canada, 350 white-collar jobs in Canada. Helmerich and Payne, 2,000 employees lost their job. Air Products, about 450 people. Citrix, about 900 people. AOL, 150 people, mainly all in the sales department. And the biggest one of all is IBM, which announced early this year that they were going to let go of 26% of their workforce. Okay? 26%. That equates to 111,800 people. 111,800 people. All of these companies are closing stores and or letting people go. The BDI index is almost at its all-time low. People, we've been talking about this for a long time, and a lot of you don't understand it. Why hasn't the economy crashed yet if we keep on saying that it's going to? And as I said in the beginning of my video, they keep putting BandAids on these bleeding open sores.